Welcome to the Xenos Product Suite Demo Series. Xenos designs, stores, and delivers high-volume print and electronic documents for top-tier organizations in financial services, insurance, telecommunications, and utilities.
In the last two demos, we showed you how you can pick up an AFP file with multiple statements, burst that AFP into individual statements using our Xenos field technology, and then save each of those statements to a staging area. From there, they can be picked up and loaded into an ECM system. In a perfect world, this process would go seamlessly. In the real world, though, you see errors occurring, such as wrong file formats, incorrect AFP, or even missing images and fonts. In this demo, we're going to get further into the process flow design, which will help handle errors such as the wrong file format. We will do this by filtering out incoming files to ensure we are only processing AFP files. We will also send email notifications upon success or failure of a file being processed. To do this, we will go into the component palette on the right and navigate to the routers. We will drag the job variable router onto the process flow and rename it so people know what it is doing. Let's readjust the flow to incorporate the router into the flow before transformation. Now, we'll connect the router to the transformation to create a new route off of the router. Let's call the condition name AFP. And let's set up the rule for it. We will do this by creating a new function, which brings us into the function editor. We can now use the drag and drop functionality to set up the rule for this, which looks at the extension and whether it is AFP. Now, let's go into the communication components and add a mail process to the flow. We'll rename it so we know what this component is doing in the flow. Now, let's add it into the flow after we are done looping through the PDFs. Next, we will double-click on the component to go through the mail process wizard and set it up. We're going to use the mail server running on this computer. Now, we click Next. We will set the from email address and the to email address. Now, let's give it a subject along with the file name so the recipient will know what this email is all about without actually having to open it up. And let's give it the subject header of File Successfully Received and Transformed. Click Next. We'll use the defaults and then view the metadata for the component configuration. This looks pretty good, so let's finish. Continuing on, let's add on another email process for unknown files. We'll rename it, connect it to the router. Previously, we created a route for AFP files. Now, we want to create a route for everything else. To do this, we will use default as the condition. As we did with the success email we had set up earlier, we will run through the wizard to set up an unknown files email notification. So, following the same steps we did earlier, we'll give it a from and a to email address, as well as a proper subject line for the error. Let's give it the subject header of unknown file received. Okay, let's finish out of the wizard and save the process flow. Now, let's run the process to test it out by executing the file event. We'll hit refresh on the input directory and see that both inputs are in the running state, which means that they are both currently being processed. I will stop the event, and if I hit refresh again, we will see that they have both finished. We'll go into Windows Explorer and see that the individual bank statement PDFs have been created just as before. Now, let's go into the email to see if the email notifications worked. So let's open up Outlook Express and hit Send and Receive. We will see that we have two emails. One saying that we successfully received and transformed the Best Bank AFP, and the other shows that the PDF we had in there was not processed because it was an unknown file. We can even open up the file to explore further.
And that's it. We have modified our process flow to ensure the correct files are processed and to send notification emails, all without any custom code or scripting.
In the last 3 demos, we have shown how to easily pick up an AFP file, confirmed it's in the format that we want, transformed it to PDF, saved it to a staging area, and then sent notification emails. In future demos, we'll show you how to pull more data out of the print stream, how to load ECM systems as well as extract out of them, and how to decrease storage costs, and lots more.
Like what you saw or have any questions? Feel free to email me, wdavis@actuate.com, or you can follow us on Twitter for our latest updates and news.